Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. Wow, it's been a year. Haven't been on this channel much. I do apologise. Life's just been ugh. Yeah, we'll just call it ugh. Just busy and just, yeah, a bit of lack of that thing called motivation. Next year's going to be different. I'm going to be more motivated. I'm going to get more stuff done. I'm going to probably break that rule in the first week of January. Oh, it's just been, the last 3 years have just been ick. But we are getting there. So I just want to come on today and show you what I'm using for my diary / planners next year. Just might give you some ideas. I'm not a pretty planner, so if you've clicked on it and thinking you're going to see pretty stickers and lots of that, no, you're not going to see that. You're going to see some washi tape stuck on a bit of paper and maybe some few stickers thrown in here and there. So I'm not all about pretty planning. I may make it a bit more prettier so I can make it a bit more interesting to work with, but I find it really hard to find diaries every year, and I've actually come across a Kmart one I really like, and hopefully I do it again next year. I just like the format of it. So previous years I've used just standard diaries like this. This is the 2022 one that I did not use. I was ill for the first 3 months of the year with a virus, not the C virus, but I don't know, some other crud. And I just didn't start in the diary. Then by the time sort of April, May, it's like, well, I start the diary for 6 months, and I just didn't and continued to use. This is what I use as a draft copy coming up before the year. Is I go and print out, I'm just going to try to see if I can find a page that doesn't have much. I've got appointments till the end of the year. Okay, this one I can show you, it doesn't have much on it. So I go and print out one of these calendars, which is a month to a page, and this is my sort of rough copy while I'm booking appointments. I've started to book appointments from October 2022 into 2023. So a lot of Alexis specialists and things book 12 months in advance. So I sort of use that. So I continue to use that, and just to show you, looks like this by the end of the month. Don't want to show you too much because it's got personal information on it. So that's sort of not working, but I like the month to a day, month to a page view to when I'm booking appointments. Have I got too many last week? Have I sort of got to space them out, space trips to Melbourne, space trips to here, It's just the way I like to do it. And then flipping through and going, what page can we make the appointment on? So usually I just use diaries like this. This was a page to a day. I liked how it had the note section down the bottom. And then I spent December, some hours in December, printing out these month to a day calendars, cutting them and gluing them, not very nicely actually, but it's still functional, on pages on the diary that I don't use. So we've got January, February. Obviously I never used this book, and then we go to March. They're stuck in crooked. But for me, it's not all about prettiness, it's about functionality. So they sort of take up, and some of them I had to back like this to make them fit, and that one's all crooked. But so these are all stuck in with a glue stick, and then the rest of the half of the year is usually stuck at the back on pages that I don't use, or in some of the note pages. So that's what I've been doing for a couple of years, because I can't find a diary that sort of has that month to a page. Then it has either the daily pages or a weekly page. So usually I run a diary for personal. It's all doctor's appointments. It's all personal stuff, bills, all sorts of stuff. Then I usually run a diary for work, which is like keeping track of YouTube, keeping track of Instagram posts for my business, business trips, when business things are due, when classes are due, when wanting to do a few more classes next year. So that'll be all containing that. So I did like this one. I like it with the bigger font, because anyone that is new to my channel, I do have low vision, so it's hard for me to read stuff like this at a glance. I can't actually read what those numbers are, but from where I'm sitting. But I didn't use, these are totally blank. I'm totally sort of, yeah, a bit sad. But I'm going to turn these into an art journal. So you can see here, this was a bit of a fail, but hey, the pages got stuck in there. And again, I'm not after prettiness, so I'll probably end up ripping those pages out because they're a bit yucky. And then all these other pages, I'm going to use these both books as just to wipe excess paint off, and then I've got some painted pages to use in my art, so we don't actually throw them out. I might actually turn them into an art journal. I wonder if they're sewn pages. Oh, I could perhaps turn them into an art journal. So I've got those. So this year I was at Kmart. I've been looking around for diaries for ages. Found these a couple of months ago and grabbed 2 of them. One just arrived in the mail today because I decided I needed an extra one. So this is their 23 planner, 2023 weekly planner diary. So it's sort of a... One's already got a bit of yuckiness on the cover, but that's all right. So it has a elastic closure, which is nice. So the covers, it's obviously fake leather, but it feels like leather, that suede leather. It's a soft cover, which I liked. It's still a bit big to throw in my handbag to take places. So I tend to make all my doctor's appointments and stuff from home. The doctor will say, see you in 3 months. I'll say, oh, well, I'll come home and I'll phone you up and I'll make that appointment because, or I could take this in my handbag and just mark down when I have appointments. So we'll see what I do. It's a bit heavy to carry around with all the other stuff I have to carry around. So let's do a flip through these, and I have 3 and I'll explain that in a minute. So basically one's for private, one's for business stuff, and one is for a bit of financial record keeping, I'll call it. Not budgeting, because that doesn't work in my household. We just spend what we need and it just works it out in the end. So I liked this because it had that month per page. So it has a piece of ribbon, which is really cool. Where's a bit of ribbon? So the first page is just all about contact pages. It's a nice sort of creamy page too. The pages are quite thick. And then it has all your holidays and terms, international holidays. So I wonder if it's Australian or American. That says US, Malaysia, China, Hong Kong. Maybe it's sold in all those places. So these pages I might stick something else over. This is a 2023-24 calendar, which is handy. The one thing I don't like about it is the font is sort of grey. It's not as dark, but I can't have everything, I suppose. See how this font's... Actually, it's not that much darker in... The main bits are, but that's still lighter here. I also have trouble with my vision with lighter text, but yearly planner, I probably wouldn't use this because A, it's too small, and B, it's not enough room to write in places. Maybe I'll record birthdays, I don't know. And this is what I loved about it. So we've got a month to a page, and it starts 30th of January, but it actually starts here, the 26th of December. So I'm actually going to start this diary on Boxing Day. But what I loved about this, and not many diaries do have it, is the month to a page. So I can have this as an overview of where appointments are, and I use these pages when I look to where to hopefully put appointments, or where appointments clash, or where I don't want appointments. And then it goes through and it has a week to a page, which is enough space to write additional information about the appointment. And then I liked this page. Now, I have sort of a to-do list each week, but I don't really have a daily to-do list. So I was finding when I was using this kind of diary, I didn't have to do things daily. I sort of have tasks. I start at the start of the week and go, okay, I want to get this, this, and this done. So this is quite handy because I can work on it all week. So we've got top priority, to do, notes, can't forget. So I think this is going to work really, really well. Even if I cross out these headings and just put notes like who I've spoken to. I wanted sort of a bit more of a functional diary, so I can say I spoke to Fred about ice cream today, for example. It's not correct, but I'll give you an example. And put the date, and then I can look back and go, okay, when did I last speak to him? I haven't heard back from him. I can look back and say, okay, I spoke to him on the 27th of December, and I do that a bit at the moment with important people, not about ice cream, obviously, but it's sort of haphazard on a bit of paper here and there, and finding it is a pain in the butt. So I also have been writing it on the back of, well, these are class notes, but on the back of here when I talk to people, and it's getting messy, and so in here it will be good to record that sort of that, or when I've submitted something and recording submitted paperwork or submitted things like that. So hopefully this will work really well. So then you get your 4 weeks or your 5 weeks, depending on how many are in the month. And then you get a month to a view again. What's this? 5 weeks in January. So then you come to February. So I think this is going to work. There's also to-do list down the side. So I can write down here things relating to these appointments if I need them. So basically it just repeats, goes obviously all through your months of the year. And then at the back it has a bunch of, where are we up to? October, November. Then it has quite a few note pages, which again will be handy to record lists and things, because at the moment I write lists on different bits of paper and sort of lose them. It's like, right, next time I go to Officeworks I need to buy this, this and this, and then I can flip the page and write it again. Officeworks, what do I need to buy next time I go there? So I'm hoping to be a bit more organised. We'll see. So one's obviously going to be for private doctor's appointments, another one's going to be for work, and another one's going to be like financial stuff. So what I thought I'd do, so let's get this up here. I'm not going to do it all on camera, but I'll come back and show you what they look like. My idea is I want to easily find these month to a view pages. Now this is an idea, it may not work. Knowing me, things that sound like a good idea in my head do not. So what I'm wanting to do is I've picked out some washi tapes. So these are the ones that I'm going to use for work because they're nice and bright and colourful, and obviously I own a scrapbooking business, so I do lots of drawing with pencils and crayons and sharpeners. Want to use up my washi tape collection, so I chose that for the work one. I chose black stars, black spiderwebs because I love Halloween, plus I've got to use it up, and green sort of flowery things for the bill one, and because it's boring tracking money that you spend. I don't know. That was the last one I decided and couldn't find many other washes. And this was going to be for my personal journal, with a personal one, which is dots, and zigzags. So I grabbed a few washi tapes. I sort of want it to be colourful. I didn't think I'd have enough washi tape to do every page in the same colour, so that's why I've grabbed a few and we can alternate. So let's get started. As I said, I won't do all this on camera. I will show you a couple of pages, and this might even be interesting with my eyesight whether I can line it up. So what I want to do is probably, okay, so I can cover up here. Actually, what's that say? That just says days of the week. So let's line it up this side. So my idea is to sort of have it on the edge so it's easy to find. As I said, this is an idea in my head, and whether it works or whether it doesn't. And I may crop this in when I probably need something to put under the page. That was my phone bipping, and that is my daughter texting me from the bedroom. She's doing some homeschool work. So I probably want to pop something, and probably paper's not the best because the washi tape will stick to it. I might have to go find something that's non-stick in a minute. So I want to sort of grab off a piece of washi, and without covering up these numbers, and if it's not 100% straight, I really don't care. And then I want to fold it over, and I know it's not even on both sides, it's just because I don't want to cover the numbers up. Oh, I was going to say I totally missed on that side, but I folded to the next side. Okay. So then I grabbed my scissors, which I threw over here, and re-curl the pages. So I'm hoping that one didn't go right to the top, but as I said, I'm not after perfection. This is more to be functional. So hopefully when I'm flipping through, I should be able to catch the colours. Again, we have to do it this way. It's going to be interesting if I have numbers on both sides. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful end to 2022, and we're all going to have a very good year in 2023. And I'll take this opportunity to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. If I forget to do it at the end of the video, I'm just going to have a very quiet Christmas this year. Just me and Miss Alexis for most of it. But that's okay. Catching up with everyone at other times of the year. Possibly should get my hole punch out for this, but that's right, round the corners work. It doesn't matter if I cover up a little bit over here. So I'm hoping, this washi tape is quite old and I do want to use some of it up. So 2023 is sort of going to be a bit of a low spend year, sort of unofficially for me, and sort of wanting to use up, actually that will, when I'm flicking through, I should be able to find the pages easily. Let's find the next month, February, and let's go a different colour. Let's do them in rainbow order. Why not? We do dots or we do stripies. We'll do this one, zigzag. So I had to pick washies that didn't really have full pictures on them, so when I fold them over, even though I chose these ones with pencils and stuff, that won't really matter. So yeah, this 2023 I want to sort of concentrate on using up stuff we have around the house, and obviously buying what we need, but not, and sort of want to get a bit more organised, because I have stuff in several areas of the house and sort of sometimes forget that I have stuff and then go and buy more stuff. Especially with my art supplies, I'm trying to use up a whole lot of old paints and old mediums and things, because they do have a limited shelf life. So, and some of my products that I've tried and don't like, I sort of want to use them up to get them out of the house, and then I can buy the ones I do like. But it's a bit hard to keep justifying buying buying new stuff. And I apologise if my head is coming into view. I just need to be able to line up stuff. So yeah, sort of wanting to I suppose a consolidation year instead of a no spend year. Sort of want to go through the food cupboard, for example, and there's a few things that have been hanging out for a while. Want to sort of either eat them up or move them on to someone else that will appreciate them and use them. And same with the art stuff. If there's something that I've come across and I'm not going to use, I'd rather pass it on to a friend than hang on to it and sort of let it go to waste and not use it. Oh, I think this is going to work well. I think this was a good idea. Now, I'm not going to sit here and do the whole 3 books on camera, because that would be absolutely boring and take forever. Hoping to do these over the... What am I doing? I've done that one. I'll turn this... Oh, no, I've got to flip this page over. Because I want to line it up with this side. So it would be so boring if I sat here and made you watch me do 24 of these, because it will be 1 page for every month, and I'm doing it on either side, so it'll be 2 pages for every month. But I think this is going to work. So I'll do this in between doing everything else when I've got a spare few minutes. I'll come back and show you the journals, and or show you the diaries, planners, things. I don't think I've seen anyone. I've been sort of watching a few planner YouTube videos to sort of see what other diaries are out there that would suit what I want. And these were only $10. I don't think I said that. These were only $10 at Kmart, so they're quite reasonable. I'd love to go buy some happy planners and then set them up with my own sort of type of pages and stuff, but yeah, I don't really want to spend that much money on planners, because I sort of don't do it enough, don't make it pretty enough. But that is hopefully going to allow me to see those pages really quickly when I'm flipping through. Yeah, I could put tabs, but knowing me, I'm going to knock tabs off, so hopefully this will work. So I've obviously got a thicker stripe on one side and a thinner stripe on the other, and if it's not perfect, I don't care. I'm not perfect in life, so things don't have to be perfect. Blame my eyesight. But that looks like I'll be able to flip through and find the month to view calendars that I'm after. So I will continue to do, I might do them in a pattern. the rest of this book, and then I'll do the other 2 books over the next few days and come back and show you what they're like. And then I'll decide if I'm going to do any decorating on these kind of pages. There's not much room. I may use a few stamps or use a few stickers in some of the places, but as I said, I'm not all about pretty planning. These ones I might use a few stickers if I've got specific things I want to do, just to make it a bit more fun. And I've got some thin washi tape, or I might washi tape over the word notes and write something else on it. It just depends. I might use a bit of washi tape over here. I've got some thin ones I want to use up, but I don't want to get into spending a lot of time doing that. I've got a huge amount of stuff I've got to get done next year, both in personal life and business. And I sort of don't want it to become a chore. I've sort of done a bit of this before, many years ago, and it's sort of become a chore having to decorate every week. So I don't want it to become like that, if that makes sense. But I want it to be a little pretty. And I think this, that's taking the time to do this, will allow me to find my pages a lot quicker, which will help me find stuff a lot quicker, which won't annoy me as much. So thank you for watching so far. The next clip you'll see is me showing you all the books that I've done, the 3 of them in the different colours, and I think they're going to look really cool. And if I come back and do anything else. So if you are looking for a nice diary, these ones are quite nice from Kmart for $10. Especially if you like the month to review, and this side with notes if you more work on a weekly to-do list than a daily to-do list. I sort of have tasks I have to get done during the week more than daily. Well, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it anyway. I'll leave it there. I'll go stick some more washi tape on, and I'll be back when I've done the 3 books to show you, and maybe we'll add a little bit of decoration. I was going to do something to the outside cover to differentiate the books, but I think when I pick them up, I'll be able to see that. That's why I picked different washi tapes. I'll be able to see which one's which. I like the covers. Maybe I thought some duct tape down the side. I don't know. I've only got really 2 colours of duct tape. I haven't decided on that yet. But we will see how we go. I think it's time for some lunch. You probably hear my stomach groaning. And I will catch up with you all in a couple of seconds for you, maybe a couple of days for me, and show you how I've finished my diaries off. Till later. Okay, so I'm back. Gee, I wish it was that quick in real life. I actually sat and did these yesterday afternoon after I had an appointment. I just needed some downtime to do some really monotonous but boring stuff after having a 2-hour appointment with lots of talking. So I have finished the 3 diaries. They didn't take that long. I did learn 2 things. I come up with some really stupid ideas that take forever. And they're just mind-numbingly boring. Putting washi tape on the sides, but I really like how it looks. So this is the one I'm going to use for what I call personal, so doctor's appointments, when sort of bills are due, when that sort of stuff, personal sort of side of life. So I love how the washi tape is showing up, and also when you're flicking through you can sort of grab to the next one. Then I put one on the notes page so I know where that started as well. The other thing I learned is washi tape is never ending. Seriously, I thought I'd actually kill the entire lot of these rolls. No, apparently not. Apparently I only used up 1 roll. So yeah, apparently washi tape just lasts forever. I had a bit of trouble. I used up quite a bit of the what's that, spiderweb one, because I had to peel off a few layers to get a good layer. Unfortunately, washi tape has a shelf life, and I've had my washi tapes for several years. Hence why I'm trying to use them up. And if I start a roll or start using a roll and it's not any good anymore, I will throw it out. Sometimes it will stick to itself. Sometimes it'll lose its stickiness. If it loses its stickiness, I can stick it down with some gel medium. If I'm doing an art journal page, but not really in these books. So, yeah, washi tape apparently lasts forever. So this one turned out super cute. This is my work one. So I wanted it to be rainbowy and colourful. And I was really clever and actually made the pencils point in towards the pages. After I put the first one on wrong, I thought, no, I don't want that. So I thought that's really clever. And then we've got sharpeners, rainbow again, stripes, crayons. Are they crayons or pencils? Crayons. So I thought this might be fun and motivational. Ha ha ha. Oh, motivation lately is just lacking. I get that I can't be bothered. I know I have to do stuff, but there's a lot of just stuff going on in my head, and I think I just need some good art time to get my head back to where it should be. Not filled with governmental stuff, I'll put it that way. Dealing with a few government departments, and it is not fun at the best of times. And when you're a little different, it's not fun at all. So this is the black one for the financial record keeping. I haven't decided whether I'm going to share any of this ongoing, like how I'm going to do. They're sticking a bit. It's still a bit sticky. I've just got to run my fingers down, and still little bit of sticky residue on a bit of them. I can sort of feel it when I run my fingers down. So if that's going to be an issue, I'll just keep rubbing my fingers down and just takes a little bit of residue off. Undecided whether I'm going to share. Obviously this isn't, when I say financial record keeping, I sort of want to keep track over a year of a few different categories, how much we spend on groceries, how much we spend on medication for myself and my daughter. That's quite a large bill by the end of the year. And I sort of want to track like utility bills, gas, water, power, just so I can do some budgeting ongoing. And sort of at the moment bills just come in and I pay them, and I sort of know what I spend. I don't budget and say, okay, I'm going to spend X amount on groceries. It is what it is. It is what we spend. And and sometimes we spend money on takeaway, and if we're out and about at a doctor's appointment, it's sort of the treat that we get when we're out and about. So it's not as if I'm going to say, right, I'm going to spend $50 on takeaway for the month, and once that's gone, it's gone. We can't have any more. It just, life is what it is with us, and sometimes you need the Hungry Jacks when you're down in Melbourne at a doctor's appointment. But I sort of want to keep track of what that sort of costs and what the travel costs for doctors and stuff, and just more of a bit of planning for in the future. Miss is 15 this year, Miss Alexis. Hopefully she'll come in and do some more videos with us, which would be good. So I want to have sort of a couple of years of sort of expenses to forward plan a bit when she hits 18 and our finances dramatically change. So yeah, without getting too personal, that's going to be interesting either when she hits 16 or 18. If you've got kids, you sort of will realise, and if you're in Australia, Centrelink is not the best place to deal with. When your kids turn certain ages, it can just become a bit of a mess, but especially when you're not really, no, I don't know. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Not really in the fitting in the square box, I can say, with some things we want to do. So that is all the diary's finished. I decided not to decorate on the inside at the moment. I may do something, say, for the week. But I probably won't share that because it's going to be starting to fit. Unless I do it ahead of time, it's going to be started to filled with personal information that I can't share. But I may, for example, February 14th, I may find some heart stickers or heart stamps and just make it a bit more decorative. I don't know. I don't want it to be, oh, I have to decorate it before I use it. Or I don't want the decorating to become a chore. So I've done that in the past. I think I mentioned that in the first bit. I sort of want it, maybe a little bit of decoration. But in seeing this, there's not a lot of spaces to decorate. So that's interesting in itself. Maybe on these pages I could do a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. If I do any decorating ahead of the weeks, basically I won't be able to show you the months because I'm about to go in and write in everything from that loose letter paper I showed you into the diary. But if I do any decorating, and if you're interested on the minimal decorating, I may come in and do some short videos for the weekly pages. Might be just a bit of washi tape here and there and a few stickers or a die cut or something. I don't know. In my mind, I'm thinking if it's a bit more pretty, I'll be more inclined to open it up and look at it and use it. But again, I don't want it to be a chore. I was just looking, and why does it say 52 weeks? Oh, it's a 52 week of 2022 because it starts a week early. Okay, I get it now. It's nice that it has the week numbers, actually. That will be, I don't know whether that'll be handy or not. I tend to don't look at week numbers. It's days of the week. Anyway, I think I've rambled enough. I've kept you long enough. I will put this washi tape back in my drawer. Apart from the one roll I decided or ended up using up. So these have got very little left on them, so I will, some of them, so I'll have to try to use them up in a layout or some have got a lot. Washi tapes never end. I don't know, oh, that one doesn't have much on it. Oh, neither does that one. Oh, one's running away. So I'll put these back in my box, determined to use up some stuff this year and make it more of, I was trying to think of a word, not really a word of the year person, but I sort of want 2023 to be using up stuff, and I come up with the word sort of consolidation, I suppose, and I may have the wrong meaning for that. But I want to use up stuff and only buy intentional stuff. Like if I run out of glue, I'll buy more glue. For example, I don't think I'll ever run out of washi tape. But I'm sort of not going to deprive myself if I want something or I see something I want. Like, if I go too strict on stuff like that, it becomes a chore and it's not fun anymore. So I will encourage myself to use stuff up and encourage myself. But it's also a treat when I go away 3 times a year to teach at a retreat. That's my time away. That's my 4 days of just me time. And I teach classes for 15 hours for the day or so. Yeah, I know, I'm nuts. But it's also a treat at the end of the retreat is to buy a few things for myself. So I don't want to sort of put too many restrictions on the year and just get disappointed with it and then go the other way and buy a whole lot more stuff. So it's going to be a bit of balance as well. Maybe balance is a word. I don't know. I think I've rambled enough and kept you enough. I will wish you again a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I am endeavouring to have this channel a bit more happening in 2023. A bit more regularity in videos. A few haul videos. And I'll show you what I got from my daughter for Christmas. Because it's crafty stuff apparently. Because that's all she buys me because she knows what I like. So I'll show you that in early January, and hopefully I will have some videos with Alexis doing some art journal pages or doing some stuff I've got lots of ideas, just got to find that motivation and time, and I think I need to make time to sit down and play my art journal. Whether I play and make a mess, I really don't care. It's more taking the time out of my day, away from all the other stuff, and there's some interesting stuff coming up next year that will be very stressful, and I think I need that time and to turn the camera on, and it will give me an incentive to do it as well, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Enough rambling from me. Have a lovely end of 2023 and ahead of myself. Have a lovely end of 2022. Spend lots of time with your family and friends for Christmas. Enjoy Christmas and enjoy the new year, and let's have a great new year in 2023. Bye from Melinda and Alexis. Bye.